2K to 1 in Northwest school in the US, 2nd to 10th grade in Shaka Valley School, 11th to 12th in MPUD, and still I'm going to give my JEE mains and advanced, so I'm just waiting for that. So as I previously shared with all of you that we have 3 developer groups in Vizag, GDG Vizag, that is Google developer groups, WTM Vizag, Women Tech Makers Vizag, and GDAC, which you are all a part of. So the main 3 core principles we take at Ruby communities in Vizag are connect, learn, grow. We connect with fellow developers. Like I'm able to meet you guys today, maybe I will get to know something new. So try to learn from each other something, and we grow. We build our career, we build our resume, and we help others grow their resume as well. That's the 3 things we do at developer communities. So why Android? Like you might have AI ML study jams, might have cloud study jams, might all have different programs. Like Google is not just Android, there are many technologies. But why did we choose Android? Because the most obvious answer, I guess, could anyone guess?
Most users are Android users.
So, what is the most device that is so popular in today that we cannot live without?
Android.
That's the smartphone. And if you just go for the census behind what is the most used platform on the mobile device, it is the Android. So that's why we, if you are an Android developer, you have a large developer base. Like if you develop something for Android, you can reach out a lot of people and you can help out a lot of them. So that's why it's important to be an Android developer in today's time. So experiment, imagine, and create things that the world has never seen. That's the tagline for Android. If you wanted to, if you just had a crazy thought, you can just come in and you can make it possible with Android because the development is so easy. I'm just going to share about how you can develop quickly in just a few minutes as a clear experiment. The main reasons why Android is so popular among the developer base is because it's open to everyone. So just now you can just head over on your smartphone, go to aosp.google.com, and you can find the whole code for Android available there. So you might have seen that Xiaomi uses MIUI OS, Samsung uses One UI, and then all these manufacturers customize the Android experience for their branding. So all that is possible because Android is open source. You can download the code. Maybe you can head over there. You can download the whole source code. It's around 50 to 60 GB. But once you download it, you can modify it to your wish. You can theme it to your branding, and then you only can develop a new Android operating system all by yourself. So that we just check about it here. Private to its core. Suppose now you know that data is the key. Like if you want to analyze any person, you need to know about his data. Like it could be his search history, anything. But suppose say you want to not share your data, say it's personal data. Then with just a click of a button, Android allows you to change whatever data. Suppose some data is being sent to Google. If you just turn it off with a click of a button, so you are totally in control of what data you want to submit. So how do we begin Android development? Kotlin is now the recommended development language for Android development. So you might have known about how to develop Android apps with Java, or maybe you might have some experience with Java. But I'm just going to give you a small insight. Suppose say you are writing a program. Let's just take maybe for example the WhatsApp application itself. So if you just imagine the WhatsApp application, you have a tab, you have different tabs, chat, call and stuff. And then you have a scrolling list of messages that you can just go through. So but if you had to write that in Java, you would take around 1 lakh lines of code. The reason for that is the word method uses XML plus Java code. The XML was used to describe how the layout should look like. This should be below, this should be below this. You constrain different things together in different places. And that's how you used to build applications. So it used to take around 1 lakh lines of code. Suppose if you had to write that scrolling list, it's just nothing. The template is the same, right? You just have a profile picture, the name or the phone number, and the latest message. That's what you get on WhatsApp. But for Android to understand that it's the same template, you had to write a recycler view, you had to write a list after connecting that, then you had to write the XML configuration, then link up that XML configuration with Java terms, and then again put that together using the list using an array adapter. So it took around 20,000 lines of code just to achieve that simple basic scrolling effect on Android. So that's when people understood like, yeah, now in today's time, who would want to waste so much time just to build a small thing? So that's when we started to migrate over to Kotlin. So Kotlin is almost like Java. So if people are there out there like, feeling like, okay, just recently I've learned Java, why do I want to learn something new? So as a part of that, I just shared, when I was in 8th grade, that's when I started learning Java. I learned it from Udemy, from a professor from the Cambridge University. I wrote the test in the Cambridge Certification Authority, and I got around 95 in the first level 1 test and 100% in the Java level 2. So till 2020, I was like, okay, I'm comfortable with Java. Why do I want to migrate to something else? But that's when I joined community events like this, and I understood that okay, Kotlin is more powerful. Why do I want to waste my time? So I'm telling you, it's going to convert that 1 lakh lines of code just to 1,000 lines of code. There you have a compression factor of almost 100 times. So it's going to reduce a lot of your time. Right? So why do you want to write 1 lakh? You can write just 10,000. The developers have migrated over to Kotlin, and they did it. It's all great. We reduced 1 lakh lines of code to 10,000 lines of code. That's great. But in 21st century, like say if I just made an application with a basic, like, how many of you here are HTML developers or made a website sometime? Something basic. So that's it. So just if I say I created a text field, the most basic text field, I put the most basic button. I just put the most basic, no, I did not do any styling, I did not use any CSS or any of those, I just created a normal form. Would you be interested in using it? No. I guess most answer is no. Because we want something which is looking good, we want something which is more professional, something beautiful. And we want something that is specially for us. Say if I had an app that was especially made for me, I would feel that I have some importance, I am respected by the developer community. So that's when Google started to think that no, it shouldn't be something. Like because we just had many people out there developing many apps, it was great. But there should be some consistency. Like say if I made an application and one of the applications if I put a right arrow key and if that made it move to the next screen, but I had another banking application where I had to press the back key to go front, it wouldn't be useful, right? Because if it was so, maybe I might have 63 apps on my phone. And I would have to learn what is the procedure to use each of the 63 apps. That is a log technique. So that's why Google has released some design guidelines. So when you're designing, this is the minimum size for font, because I guess most of us here have 4 eyes. We don't want people to put on 6 eyes and 8 eyes, so it should not be so small that okay, when I'm driving also I want to just scroll in and then I have to message. It's not that way. We want the user to be able to feel the user application. So in that in terms, now if I say that okay, you do research, you go on, it's a waste of time. This way Google has done the work for us and has given some specific things. Like okay, app bar should be here, a text should have a minimum size of 14 dp so that you don't get extra pairs of text and all that. So that's what it's called a design system. So a material bar, water navigation, an area, some surfaces, if they're all related together, put them in a card, the people understand. Okay, all these are related together, they're not totally different stuff. Like one is not given, one is not Canada, all this stuff. So for that, people started working on material design in 2015. But it became so difficult to implement. Try to take an old structure and implement something new. At first, it has a lot of inertia, and it was so difficult for developers to gain momentum on this problem. So that's when people understood that no, this design system, the old way of writing UI and XML. And one more feature that was you had all the higher order functions put together that help you achieve your goal. So you took that 1 lakh lines code, made it 10,000. Now Jetpack Compose simplifies that to 10 lines. Just imagine how powerful Jetpack Compose is. It's that powerful. It's going to take your whole thing by compression factor of 1,000 times. And also it's most intuitive. You do not remember what, okay, this is for this widget is for that, this widget is for that. You do not remember. Just suppose, say if I want to put different things in a row, that is put one beside the other. Just type row and you can put content in a row. If I have to put it in a column, just use the column with it, you will get it. If I have to put them one on top of each other, it's called a column. If I have to type some text, you just use the text with it and you're done. If you have to display an image, just use the image tag and you're ready. So it's that intuitive. You do not remember names, they're already intuitive. And the one more reason why Android, it's technology that's useful for everyone. From a grandparent to a newborn baby. Everyone needs a phone, and the most easiest one to use, like you do not go to a center to learn how to use Android and come back. It's just you can just open your phone and then you can start using it. It's that simple. One more reason, Android has now reached around 3 billion active devices. So just imagine if you made an app for Android, you could help 3 billion people out there. So I just like to take a minute to appreciate Google for making it that they have 3 billion active devices. It's not only smartphones. Android is now venturing into cars as Android Auto, on your watches as Wear OS, on your tablets, Google Nest, and you can connect your JBL bars. Android TVs are there now. All these different platforms are on Android. So with that, you have 3 billion active devices. So let's just take a minute to congratulate Google. And this was once a dream for many people. Say if you have your tablet and what is the use of a tablet? You have a large screen where you can see lots of data at the same time. But why didn't people much like tablets back then? Because you couldn't take it anywhere. You had to take a big bag of it, I could put it in there, and it was almost like a laptop. But it could not do all the functions that a laptop could do. So why would people want to go to a tablet? They would go to a laptop itself. So that's when people started working on this foldable technology. So you have a tablet that can be folded to the size of a phone and you can carry it anywhere. So you have it's portable, but you always can have a large. So portables are now only available for Android. You don't get it on iOS, you don't get it on macOS or anything. So if you want to expensive portable, that's I guess only Samsung is producing them right now along with Lenovo tech system. You can only do it for Android. So now you have a large screen to display more beautiful content for the user. That's one opportunity. And better to them. As I said, Android is now appearing on screens that we never imagined, like smartwatches, the display out there, on your phones, on your car, everywhere is Android is being used. But it would be great if all of them work simultaneously. Like say I could unlock my car from my phone, or say I could just transfer the music from my smartwatch or Pixel buds or earbuds directly to my JBL Go or the Android TV bar. It would be great, right? If all of them were interconnected together. Just say I forgot what is the device. I just forget what device it is and I just give the instruction, it works out equally. It would be really good. So that's Google's mission for 2022, where it wants to achieve link between all of its devices. And an executive announced that Jetpack Compose has now become stable for developing apps for the Wear OS. Previously, we used to go for adaptive use, recycler use, and that was a big lot of a headache. And you could not design useful applications. You could just have maybe a code English or just a text or something, and that would be great to wear on a watch. Watch is something which is always with us. You would want something more beautiful to put on your watch. So that's when Jetpack Compose came in, and it was launched as alpha in January 2022. And today it has reached stable version, so you can start rolling out your apps for wherever. As I previously said, materially. But before we go ahead, just like a small question. So how many of you got notifications from Swiggy or Zomato or something saying that, hey, are you sad or are you hungry? Or we get personalized messages like, now order now. But yes, how does he recognize that? What says, if I made you all CEOs of Google for one day, and you had the task of identifying the user's mental state, how would you do it? For that, I just give you one thing. You cannot search the user's search history. You cannot take any of his personal data because privacy is at core for Google. So how do you do it? Any ideas?
At the lunchtime and dinner time, they always get hungry, right? So it's common.
For hunger, we got an answer. Okay, that's done. But say you want to identify even when the user is sad or when the user is happy. Suppose say when the user is happy, you send him a message that now you're happy, not let's go party and order more. Let's say. So how do you achieve that? Okay, but Google, like you cannot do that on your smartphone. So you just have a smartphone. You cannot get access to the user's data because that is against privacy. So how do you do it? Because actually that was the same problem faced by Google at 2021. So if you are given the option, how do you solve it? Like, see, if you have a good idea, let's submit it to Google. Let's make the answer better for you. Any ideas? So Google was also in such a dilemma. It has sent out a survey. I don't know how many of us have taken part in that survey. But there was a survey which was sent asking that how would you identify a person's mental state without searching this data? Suppose if you go to the same question saying that okay, I'll give you all his search history. You go to an AI/ML engineer, he's going to take all the data, he's going to use some different algorithms, and he's going to say, okay, now he has searched all this, it means he's happy. But we are going to the user's data, which is not good. So that was the same issue, and I am also surprised to hear this answer, but the answer was such that the colors on the wallpaper which the user set, those helped him identify what is his mental state. So it was found that around 1 billion people change their wallpaper every day based on the mental state. If they were happy, they choose colors which are brighter. If they were sad, they choose colors which were duller. That like I don't change my wallpaper that often. I don't know how many of us do here, but that was really according to the survey. So with that, if I just check it on the screen, I have 5 different phones, 6 different phones displayed here. I don't know what the software, but yeah. So if you just check on the first one on the left of the boy, the doodle version of the boy in the playground. What was the first color that came to your eye? You just saw what was the first color. Okay, next. Okay, so the first color, like I did not show you the whole picture there because the wallpaper only fit that much and I had to show everything together. So the first color, as I said, was green. Second one was yellow color, which was most dominant in the background. So Google uses some high AI/ML algorithms to identify what are the most dominant colors. We have eyes, so we could just quickly identify that this is the thing. But it took around 1 year for them to get the dominant colors out of a wallpaper. So once they were done, you just see there, the clock on the lock screen, it used the colors which were there on the user's wallpaper. If you go to the second one, what were the most primary colors, prominent colors in this one with the doctor? Okay, you need to tell me 2 colors like this.
Brown.
Okay. So actually there, according to the image, the most prominent colors were pink. Okay, but if you go for white, what was the disadvantage? You will have to think of contrast, right? Like we are all working here so that we can all see happily. At least by putting 2 extra pairs of eyes and we could all see. But there are many people out there who might have different issues with vision. We need to target them this way. So say I put some light color and on top of that if I put white, will it be visible? It wouldn't. So I need to see something which is having a contrast with whatever I'm putting on. So based on that, contrasting colors which were there in the picture were pink and purple based on that image. So it has used those same colors for the clock as well. You can see pink and dark pink. And for the background, it just used a lighter version of that same thing. For the third image, if you see a picture of me, it identified the most dominant colors were green itself. It couldn't find anything else which was contrasting. So it has used the same colors for the dogs. So if you just go to the remaining ones as well, like if you observe the down one of the DevFresh application which I have designed, that was also, the image was having a dull picture with dull versions of yellow. So the same colors were applied to the all parts of the application which was developed in materials. So for people today who are running Android above version 12, you can test out this feature. If you set a new wallpaper, all your apps, all your experiences will change color based on the wallpaper you upload. So with that, one of the things which Google wanted to say was your interests, your favorite colors. Say if you put black for everyone, many people might not like it. Some people might like white, some people might like pink, and all these different colors. But when they give you the option to choose what you want, you feel you are respected. You feel you are having some importance in the thing. It's your phone. The phone, you should not adapt to the phone. The phone should be able to adapt to you. That's what we expect. So Metal U is a new way to think that embraces you at the center and it's totally customized and tailored for you. So, okay, it's all great, why we got no whites, but very like you want to driving on a car, would I be able to check the messages? The same app on my phone was put here? No, because the text is so small and I cannot identify what is it. So I have to continuously see it. By the time I go and crash into someone else's bus or train or something, possible. So, what would you expect if you were driving? No, it would be like a mess. If I made it very small, I cannot even see what it is because the watch is already very small. So, with Android coming up in new places that we never expected it to be, our app should be able to also run and customize the experience for that particular device. We have to make one app for TV, we have to make one app for a car, we have to make one for a watch, one thing. But if you have to develop these many applications, like I would have to hire one person for making an app for Android TV, I'd have to hire one person for making for this. So I'd have to hire around 6 to 10 people just to make a single app. If I had an idea, I had to hire these many people. But I don't guess many of us have the amount or the money that we can hire those many people and make an app. So it should be made easy. One app should be able to run all of them. So that's where Jetpack Compose and Metal U work together so well. So now we have 3 different types of classes: a compact, a medium, and an expanded. Any device would fit into this. So say if you had a small smartwatch, that is very small. So that's the smallest size category. So that is called a compact device. If it was your phone or a foldable with a medium size class, that's a medium size. If you're running on an Android car or an Android TV, you want the content to be expanded and the more important content should be visible. That is an expanded device. So if you just wrote your app for these 3 different breakpoints, your app would be beautiful on any device. So with that same inspiration, Google has released Medium. Now coming to the Android Study Gems program, which actually I am here for. Until now what I spoke was just to put some interest into like, because it's a 10-week program, I'm sure that many of you people are going to be interested at first. But I just wanted to sparkle some interest into like, okay, why take this course? Because in this course you'll be learning about how to develop all the things which I just now spoke about. So the program is starting this Sunday, 14th August, and it's for 2 months. It will be ending on 23rd of October. It's not going to be every day or something, it's going to be every Sunday itself. And the timings, I'm not going to decide, it's all of you who are going to decide. In the registration form, I hope that all of you fill in the time which you feel convenient, so that we can take a global sense out of what we do. So Android Study Jams, a community organized study groups. Like it's not like I am here, I'm going to speak like today, we're going. It's not going to be like that. Let's all sit together in one place, maybe virtually, depending again on you. Do you want an online Android Study Jam or an offline Study Jam? We'll all sit together in one place. Let's have some fun. Let's make it like a movie theater, and then let's all bring our laptops and let's work on some projects. We're going to be learning Android development from the basics itself. So you can all come, have a fun time, learn from each other. Suppose if I didn't understand anything, and just ping out to someone from the audience. If you have something, you cannot ask me, you can ask your friend or someone else. So it's like, we call it in India as combined studies, I guess, that's the thing. So it's something like that, but for Android. Until we did it for academic subjects, now it's for coding. So we're going to be having weekly study jams. The 4 primary things that we're going to be learning as a part of this course are: 1, Kotlin. You're going to be learning it from scratch. Next, you're going to be learning about how to develop apps for where, so that you can target a lot of people. I know that there are many issues which are still faced by the health sector today in India, and you could be one of those who can help them out. You can help millions of people improve their health and all this, because the watch is always with us. It has all your vital metrics like your heart rate, your blood rate, all these health metrics are there. So maybe you could be the next person in the Guinness Book of Records. Next, Jetpack Compose. I guess I've inculcated some interest about Jetpack Compose and why it's all useful. So if you want to learn that, you can go through this program. And accessibility. We need to make sure that the app is used by all. Suppose a person could not hear or do anything like that, we don't want to discourage them. So we have to do something like maybe phone could speak to them, something like that, in terms of accessibility. The whole program is for 30 hours. So it's 30 hours of content for 10 weeks. Because we're having it every Sunday planned out for 2 months. And we're going to be also having a Google developer profile. Just want to show you. So it's a place where you can put in exercise. Suppose you just today you went home, you tried a new pathway about Google, and then it's going all great. But say you wanted to share it to someone. Like if you did a course, you would want to share it. You would want to put it on your resume. But how is it that you officially certify that hey, I did this thing on Google? There should be somewhere, right? Google doesn't give you certification. So that's where this Google Developer Profile comes in. So whenever you complete some pathway, you will be getting badges like these on your Google Developer Profile. So you can just share this link on your resume like g.dev/manasa, that's the link to my Google Developer Profile. So all things which you have learned to do will be here and you'll be getting it from your official Google Developer Profile. So currently I have 40 badges on this and I'm sure that all of you are going to get more than 40 by the end of the session. So these are just a few other badges that you will earn when you are completing the course. But if you feel okay, badges are not for me, then it's all good. So these are the 4 different pathways that have been just mentioned about Jetpack Compose, MAD architecture, warehouse, and accessibility. Don't think that we just put MAD architecture there, so it's going to make all of us mad and we're going to have to join the mental hospital. It's not that bad. MAD stands for Modern Android Development. So what are the best tools and practices that you can use to develop Android applications? That's what we're going to learn. So we don't want to start from scratch and we want to have a big audience. How do you develop something for that? That's what we're going to learn. Not only that, by the end of 23rd, all of you are going to have a strong Android developer portfolio. We're going to build an app every week, from basic to a very complex app like an Instagram clone or WhatsApp clone by the end. So you can submit all of those to the Play Store, and by 23rd, you are officially an Android developer from Google. You'll get certificates as well from Google once the course is done. So you can just say, when you go to some interview, you can say that I did this Android developer certification course from Google, and you can just show them this. That's going to book your resume a lot. And because you have 10 apps, 10 projects, that's going to give you around 100 times posted when you have activities. And we also have a surprise at the end, after 23rd October, we're going to post a small hackathon as a part of this, where you can just maybe go through your community. Okay, I'll just share about this and then we have what is the hackathon about. I'll just share about it. But the first prize winners for the hackathon will be given a lifetime membership of Google Play Console membership. So what is Google Play member consortium? You might think, why do I need it? It's just for this. But if you need to upload any app to the App Store or Play Store, you would need a membership of this. So we're going to give you a lifetime access for that. So this is the schedule for the Android Study Junction program. So 14th August to 23rd, where we're going to be taking 3 hours every Sunday. Let's just spend 3 hours every Sunday. And let's go to learn something. So the equipment that you need, a computer, an internet connection, and an Android device is just to run your app. But you could also, because we're targeting Jetpack Compose, you not even have an Android device or USB cable, because you can just see your app on the right side of the screen itself. You do not run it, you do not build it. We have new tools that help us achieve this. Android Studio, if you already have Android Studio and familiar with it, it's great. Or else we're going to be learning how to install Android Studio, how to use Android Studio in the 1st or 14th. So this was the assignment which I was saying. So the assignment for the hackathon, for people who are willing to join this Android Study Junction program is scout through your community, who understand your community more than you. So just go around your players, building, or maybe it could be even your personal life itself. Identify local target problems. See, this an idea may not be a very big one. I always have an issue because I don't drink enough water and my water level is always low. So that's an issue for me. Maybe I could just have an app which would remind me every 1 hour to drink water. That's an innovative application and that helps me a lot. So an app can be as small that is useful to you or as big as it can be useful by the world. So just go through your community, identify different problems that can be solved using technology, like monitoring material. If this app feature was there in my app, it would be really great. So just think about those and let's try to build them. So then the next step for you would be just research the media review and Jetpack Compose documentation. We have an extensive documentation, you might not understand everything, but just go through them. Okay, maybe this is for this is the features which I can use in the app. This can boost my application a lot, this can help many people. And then the best guru for all of us, the Google Guru. If you need any help, just go to him. So if you need any ideas or inspiration for how the app might look like or what the app might do, just Google. Suppose say if I was building a health application and I had no inspiration about how the app should look like. We can only manifest few ideas when we get inspiration from some other people. So just type health UI UX and you'll get a bunch of different ideas. As you can see now, if I just go head over to images section, I have many apps that were designed or prototyped by different people who couldn't bring it out. And maybe you can get some inspiration from them. Oh yeah, this is good, I can implement this in. this design is good, why don't I use that? You can get different ideas like this. Once you're done with that, design and prototype create your experience for your app. So now you're ready with your idea, you are ready with how it should look like in your mind. Put it on something. It could be Figma, it could be Drizzle, it could be XD, it could be Photoshop, it could be PowerPoint itself, Paint, or the classic pen and paper or pencil and paper, anything works fine. Just put your idea somewhere so that we can, the main reason why we are posting this assignment or kind of hackathon is, if you have some idea that you want to build, by the time you finish the course on 23rd, let's all work together so that we finish the application. Like, let's bring our ideas from our digital one to an experience that can be shared with the world. So let's try to do that. So as I was sharing, I was Apple's WWDC 2026 Student Challenge winner, and I had the great pleasure of interacting with Apple CEO Tim Cook, sharing about our global community, all the work which we were going through and how we would go further ahead. And this was a picture from Bangalore. I just told you, right? I went to Bangalore for the Google Android Developer Summit. So this was one of the pictures. All of them there, out there, were all working in Google. I was the youngest one. And the most friendly sir is Amit Sandeep sir, the person with the red t-shirt. He is the regional coordinator for India for Android developers. And we're going to be building a community app. So now we have, I don't know, there are GDGs, WPMs, GDSE, and most of you weren't aware of it. Actually, we hosted the IO Extended session just a month ago, where people from all over Andhra Pradesh came over. We just had a fun party kind of thing. We learned about what were the new features that were available for us. Like say, this year maybe there is not an API or a feature that allows us to track a person's mental health. But say this year Google announced it. If we got to know about it, maybe we can develop something new. So it's always best to stay and updates about what is the latest going on around us. So we just posted about that, but many of you couldn't know. Or else you could all would have come. So just to make sure that all of the content all over WhatsApp is put together in one place. Like I don't know how many of us do it, but I actually every morning I just swipe right side on my phone and I have a Google News page where I can just get to know about what is going on in the world. But we wanted to make something especially for Google developers, where we just go there, read all the new articles regarding what interest you have. Like if you're interested in Jetpack, everything is interested in Jetpack will come to you. If you're interested in EIML, everything about that will come to you. If you're interested in cloud or any other, maybe you can be interested in Google Assistant, then you will get everything new about that. And you will get to know all about events, and you will get a free experience when you're joining our offline events. So you wanted to make it a fun experience for you. We're going to be rolling out the application soon, by day after tomorrow. And finally, I'd like to quote Sundar Pichai: keep pushing your limits, wear your failures as a badge of honor. Every adventure was a first step. So that's it all. If anyone has any questions, you can just ping me up. If you'd like to join our After Study program, you can just scan the QR code visible on the screen and you'll be added to our group. We'll be starting it from 4 p.m. And if anyone has any doubts regarding any Google community or Android or anything related, you can just pick me up my social handles. They're all the same.